RRB analysis, the most demanded video. Well, it is here, and let's talk about RRB preparation, because in 2026 the expectation is you might have SSC, then RRB, and then some SSC exams again. There could be a cycle of continuum, and if you are preparing for SSC and RRB together, that's a different story. But if you are preparing for RRB alone, you need to curate your strategy just enough for RRB exams so that you can clear RRB exams with ease. So for this discussion, I have analyzed 2017, 2021 and 2025 papers of RRB, and I have certain very valuable things to share with you as far as GS preparation is concerned. By the end of this video, your GS preparation will be very simplified, and I will tell you those small list of topics where if you can focus upon, your GS preparation would become a cakewalk. So let's get into it. Well, before getting into GS analysis, let me give you a smart overall plan. Look, your exam is for 100 marks, maths 30, reasoning 30 and GS is 40. And the safe non-negotiable score for the cycle of 2026, I would want you to peg it at 75 plus out of 100, so that even if there is certain amount of abnormal normalization or something goes wrong, you will be on a safer side. To achieve this 75, you can aim for 25 in maths, 25 in reasoning, and if you can pull off 30 in either of maths or reasoning, then you're good. Your 50 to 55 marks of score is sorted. Then all you need in GS is just 25 to 28. Now in this video, I will give you a list of those topics that will conveniently fetch that 25 to 28. But before going to the list of topics and showing you the numbers, etc., let me show you the syllabus copy. Because majority of the times when aspirants prepare for competitive exams, they tend to ignore syllabus copy, because of which they tend to ignore certain topics. Now this is the syllabus copy of RRB NTPC, both for graduate and undergraduate. First thing, current affairs, everybody knows about it. But there are certain topics, for example, art and culture of India, Indian literature, freedom struggle. This word is important because freedom struggle is not complete modern history. Freedom struggle is just that part of the history that is from 1857 to 1947. So when you are preparing modern history, if you can give importance to 1857 to 1947, that is more than enough. Now the next part that I want to show you is obviously monuments and places. There will be questions on monuments and places which you can consider as miscellaneous topics. The next line, general science and life science up to 10th CBSE. So your syllabus copy clearly says class 6 to class 10 NCRTs are more than enough for physics, chemistry and biology. I'll give you a priority order by the end of the video, don't worry about it. Then you have polity, governance, these are very common topics, but look at this line. Technological developments including space and nuclear program of India. In 2025, in each of the shifts, there is at least one question from this particular domain, and they are asking you questions on this domain. And this is a low-hanging fruit, meaning it's an easy topic. If you take a look at certain developments that happened in the past 1 year, it is a limited content, so you can definitely score well in this topic. Then you have basics of computers and computer applications. In 2025, there are more number of computers questions, and there are questions on basic usage of computer, what is operating system, what is kernel, etc. And there are also questions on MS Office, MS Excel, PowerPoint. So those kind of topics are being asked because it is computer applications that is written in your syllabus. So when you're preparing for computers, you have to prepare for regular computer basics and the applications of computers also. Then you have flagship government programs. Now in 2025, in each of the shifts, there is at least one question from this topic. It could be government schemes, it could be e-governance based initiatives, but there are good number of questions. So this is the syllabus copy. Now let me tell you how 2017, 2021, 2025 papers differ, what happened with respect to the overall question papers. Now, if you take a close look at the question papers of the last 3 years, 2017, 21 and 2025, there is a clear-cut rise in the paper level. Especially 2017 and 21, there is no much difference in the paper level, but by 2025, there is an uptick in the question paper level. That's the first observation. And why is this uptick? The uptick is because of two major changes. First change, there is an increase in the level of computers, there is an increase in the number of questions in computers, and usually RRB aspirants consider that science is the strongest forte and the first preference is given to science. But in science, they pulled down the weightage of science in certain question papers and they increased the overall weightage of computers. The questions remained as one-liners, but there is a change. The change is paper standard of the questions has slightly increased and there are certain conceptual questions. So this is the change that we can notice in 2025. Now let us take a look at the breakdown of the number of questions and let's understand what are those topics where questions will be asked for sure. What are those low hanging areas which we need to catch if you can score 25 to 28. Ancient history, standard they're asking 1 to 2 questions across, 2, 1, 1 to 2 questions. But in modern history, there are 3 questions, 3 questions, 2 questions. So modern history is one good area where there are questions. Polity, there are standard questions around 4 to 5. Now these numbers are average number of questions per shift in the year of 2025, in the year of 2021 and 2017. Physics, always the number is around 1 to 2 questions. Only in 2017 there were 2 questions, but by 2025 there are lesser number of questions in physics. Chemistry, 1 or 1 to 2 questions. Earlier, biology used to have 3 to 4 questions, but they have reduced the importance of biology. Now the question is, will this remain the same? Will they continue the same pattern and ensure that there are more number of questions in computers and less number of questions in biology? Only time has to answer. But we need to consider both the patterns. That is, we have to ensure that there is a possibility computers could be more, there is a possibility science could be more. So for us, from now on, science is equal to computers. Now you take a look at the other numbers. Indian geography, consistently there are good number of questions. So Indian geography is one subject where you will have higher returns if you can invest time on it. Macroeconomics, there are consistently 2 questions, 2 to 3 questions. So this is also a subject to which you can give importance upon. Then if you take a look at reports and indices, 1 question, at times 0 questions. International organizations, 1 to 2 questions. Current affairs. Now in current affairs, there is an uptick in the weightage. There are, on an average, there are 5 questions in 2025. So current affairs is one area where there is an uptick, but I will tell you why you should not run behind current affairs, because if you start running behind current affairs, it could be a major mistake. It could dig your own grave. I'll tell you why. Now let's take a look at other numbers. Computers. Computers is one area where there is a lot of change. Every one of us is aware of it. In computers, there are more number of questions, and as I told you, will it continue the same? We don't know, but we have to be prepared in such a manner that there could be 5 questions from computers or there could be 8 questions from overall science also. The rest of the topics, government schemes is one area where there is a consistent performance. There are 1 to 2 questions everywhere. Books and authors, the weightage has reduced. In some papers, there are no questions on books and authors. In SSC exams, you have a lot of importance to books and authors, but in RRBs, the importance to books and authors is little less. Art and culture, there are 1 to 2 questions. In art and culture, more or less the questions were restricted to the types of folk dance, etc. So this is the overall composition of the question paper. Looking at this, my predictions for 2026 are as follows. In polity, you will have 4 to 5 questions. Modern history, you will have 2 to 3 questions. Indian geography, you have 5 questions, 4 to 5 questions. Science, you may have 4 to 5 questions. And computers, you will have 4 to 5 questions. Here, I could be wrong. That is, you may have 8 questions in science and 2 questions in computers. But I don't want you to take any risk at this particular point of time. Current affairs, 3 to 4 questions. Schemes, 1 to 2 questions. Technology part of science are 2 to 3 questions. If you take a look at all these numbers and if you sum it up, this will give you a list of around 30 questions out of 40. The rest 10 questions could be from the topics such as sports, topics such as books and authors, various miscellaneous topics, common abbreviations and rest of other things. But we have to come up with a priority order where we are sorting out 25 to 28 marks. After that, we need to ensure we are scoring 50 to 55 in maths and reasoning. Only when your score is 25 plus in GS, 50 in maths and reasoning together, you should touch those other miscellaneous topics such as transport systems, abbreviations, books and authors, top, personalities, first, last, superlatives. You should touch those topics only when you are scoring very well in the rest of the part. So our priority order is, first priority is Indian geography. In Indian geography, there are good number of questions on Indian drainage and Indian physiography, and for that you can take a look at chapter 1 and chapter 2 of Indian Physical Environment NCERT class number 11. That's a very good book. Science is equal to computers for us, then polity, then modern history, then current affairs, government schemes. When you complete all these things and you are scoring 55 plus in maths and reasoning, then you can pick up any other subject that you want. You are free to touch it, but please complete those topics first. Now, let's talk about current affairs. I would strongly request you to limit your current affairs preparation. Current affairs is one such topic where it is extremely vast, and the more you start preparing, you will have more things being added up, and there is no point of return from current affairs if you start reading them again and again. But limit your current affairs preparation. The reason is in the questions itself. I'll show you some current affairs questions and I'll tell you why I'm insisting in reducing the importance of current affairs. Look at this question. In April 2025, what percentage of some free trade agreement is finalized? In February 2025, Muthoot Finance, how many branches is Muthoot Finance opening? These are RRB questions. These are the direct screenshots of RRB NTPC papers. How much percentage of rural families rely on agriculture? What is the overall unemployment rate in 6th annual unemployment employment report? It is very difficult for us to remember these kind of numbers. Here, let's be very honest. It is impractical for us to learn and remember these numbers, and it is even pointless to remember these numbers. Instead of betting on current affairs, if you can bet on the topics such as geography, modern history, polity, etc., look at the questions. This term of post-Gupta, what is the meaning of this term? Next, who promoted intercaste marriages? What is the difference between Supreme Court's various jurisdictions? Or for that matter, which DPSP, which article of DPSP? Who came up with Vedanta College? If you take a look at these kind of questions, these questions are found in any standard book. And this is a limited portion. If you can prepare those limited topics, that is more than enough. So, give lesser importance to current affairs, and I will give you those areas of current affairs. If you can focus upon, your job is done. So let me summarize once. The order of priority topics is geography, followed by science and computers. In science, biology first, then chemistry, then physics, polity, modern history, current affairs, and government schemes. And after this is done, then you can go to the other topics of your syllabus copy, such as literature, that is books and authors. Literature is more or less current affair oriented. Then you can go towards the topics of economic geography, resources, flora and fauna, common abbreviations. You can pick up these kind of topics after your priority areas are completed. Now, let us talk about what are the most important areas of current affairs that you need to focus upon. Because as I told you, limit your current affairs. Let me define the boundaries as well. The boundaries of current affairs are very simple. These boundaries are created by taking a look at all the RRB question papers that I have mentioned. The boundaries are, first important area is sports. Within sports, for most famous sports and those sports asked in 2025, look at rules and look at important winners, medals, etc. in most famous, most important games only. Don't run behind every game and start memorizing everything. Then for books, wow, our editing team changed the entire meaning of Booker Prize. I am so sorry, it's not Broker Prize. Forget about it. But yeah, those people, those awardees who got Booker Prize and Pulitzer Prize. Okay, I am so sorry for that. But yes, these are the books that you need to focus upon. Just stick to those books which got awards. Appointments of only constitutional bodies and certain important executive bodies. ISRO missions of the last 2 years, where you have missions and purpose. Payloads, take a look at the payloads of important missions. They are asking you questions on payloads also. Then major amendments. In 2025, there are good number of questions on Wakaf amendment, etc. So there can be questions on amendments. Take a look at it. DRDO's indigenous equipment in the topic of technological development in RRBs. They are asking questions on indigenous equipment, and in this year, our RD parade's major theme is indigenous defense equipment. So upcoming there could be good number of questions on this topic also. So please be prepared for it. Then you have indices, countries and rankings. In indices, they are asking you what is the rank of India and which country tops in the index. They are asking those kind of questions. Then economic survey. Every year economic survey and budget is released in February. They are asking you one-liner highlights from economic survey and budget. So prepare that topic. Important international conferences and major international events that are held in India. So if you can prepare these topics are more than enough. This slide will be posted in our Telegram channel, Siddhi Prep. You can download the slide and you can take a look at the most important areas from which questions can be asked on. Now, the last thing, in science, there are certain specific high value, high written topics which I have listed. For example, in biology, this is a priority order. Start with this, then go to this. This is a priority order of biology. Then you have a priority order of physics, followed by priority order of chemistry. This priority order has been prepared by taking a look at various RRB papers of NTPC, ALP and other papers also, and this stands valid for the entire RRB board. So these are the most important topics. Now there is one last and one very important suggestion that I want to give. The suggestion is, as far as the books are concerned, you can stick to any book that is there, that is available. Lucent is good. There are various other books. Even Fatman is also a good book. You can stick to any book that you have. You don't have to change your source of preparation. But when it comes to PYQs, then for the subjects of GS, that is modern history, polity, geography, etc., please switch to SSC TCS PYQs. Because as I told you, though the questions are one-liners, there is certain element of conceptuality within the question papers. So for GS topics, switch to SSC TCS PYQs instead of RRB TCS PYQs, and for science stick to RRB PYQs. And if you don't have a material for science, in Siddhi Prep Telegram channel, I will post you a PDF of PM of IAS. The material has been prepared using NCERTs. The material is very good. We will post that material along with these slides in our Telegram channel. You can take a look at that material and you can use that material for your science preparation. All the best for your RRB cycle of 2026. Feel free to ping for any other doubts in the comment section. All the best.